Hello, my country people. Welcome back to the news. The pro-Biafra agitator and the self-proclaimed leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Simon Ekpa, has reportedly been released from detention after being arrested over allegations of terrorism-related activities. The news of Ekpa's release has sparked reactions from his supporters, and one of his supporters celebrated this development on X, addressing Ekpa as a phenomenal prime minister and warned Nigerians to brace up for what lies ahead. The post reads, "You are welcome back, my phenomenal prime minister. At Simon Ekpa, Nigerians do not know what is coming after them." The user also referenced an upcoming date, stating 2nd December is non-negotiable. All road leads to Finland. Guys, this is interesting. Now, Simon Ekpa's alleged release is likely to further heighten tensions in Nigeria as he remains a controversial figure due to his vocal separatist stand and alleged influence on unrest in the southeast region. Now, Simon Ekpa, we all know, denounced himself as a prime minister of Biafra. He said he's just a content creator rather than being the prime minister of Biafra. And following his controversial movements and his orders in the southeast region, so many calls have been coming for Simon Ekpa to be brought back to Nigeria. But then we've not heard from the Finnish government regarding this request. Even the Nigerian government are putting in serious efforts to make sure they extradite Simon Ekpa from Finland to this country so he can face, he can face the law, the full wrath of the law. The chief of army staff, Christopher Musa, have been talking about Simon Ekpa and how they will make sure they bring him back by all means. So they are also saying the supporters of Simon Ekpa are guilty. Yes, those that are sponsoring Simon Ekpa's alleged terrorism movement, those that are believed to be funding his movement. Although IPOB had released a statement that they do not recognize Simon Ekpa as their member, that Simon Ekpa is not their member. And the arrest of Simon Ekpa, so many people have been, asking questions if this will potentially bring peace to the southeast region. Well, we doubt if Simon Ekpa's arrest will bring peace to the southeast region. It's unlikely. Up to date, the southeasterners are still following up this sit-at-home orders. They are still observing these sit-at-home orders despite Simon Ekpa's arrest. So we can only conclude on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. Yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release is what will potentially bring peace to the southeast region. And Simon Ekpa definitely has a lot of sins. I mean, after they arrested him, there have been a lot of questions concerning his ongoing Biafra agitation movement. And before now, Simon Ekpa, before denying he was a prime minister of Biafra, Simon Ekpa has been a key figure in the Biafra agitation movement, advocating for the independence of Igbo people, of Ndi Igbo in the southeastern region. Although Simon Ekpa's activities have been linked to widespread violence, insecurity, economic stability, that have plunged the region, for the past 4 years. And in 2023, Simon Ekpa was briefly arrested by the Finland authorities, but he was quickly released. And efforts to extradite him have been since stalled. At the time, the Finnish government was reported to have cited legal protections afforded to Simon Ekpa as a citizen, as well as the absence of concrete evidence directly linking him to the violence in Nigeria as reasons for his release. And Simon Ekpa has been, he moved to Finland in 2007, where he settled there with his family, and then he became a Finnish citizen. He is also he served as the chairman of the Igbo Union in Finland. Simon Ekpa also has his own political ambition, but then he rose to prominence in the Biafra agitation movement, especially during Kano's absence. Yes, so Simon Ekpa positioned himself as a key figure in the movement of Biafra, where he makes a lot of online broadcasts to gain followers and influence, advocating for IPOB ideology, advocating for the IPOB cause. But then, Simon Ekpa now has turned back to say he is just a content creator. I mean, when we heard the statement from Simon Ekpa, he was just saying he was just a content creator. This sparked a lot of reactions from several persons. Most persons called Simon Ekpa a coward for denying all the things he has been doing. So that means the accusations of inciting violence in the southeast region, was just him being a content creator, because we've been seeing coordinating attacks carried out by unknown gunmen and armed group going on in the southeast region in Igbo land, and so many persons are pointing fingers at him that he is the one promoting all these things. He is the one promoting all these things, and several efforts have been made in the past to bring Simon Ekpa to justice, but then all effort has been fruitless. So now the Nigerian government are still calling out to the Finnish government. They are trying to see how they can collaborate with the Finnish government to extradite Simon Ekpa from Finland to Nigeria. Now the thing is, we don't know if the Finland government, if the Finnish government would allow such a thing, because they've seen the way the Nigerian government treated Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They might not allow their own citizen to be treated that way. So guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comment section. Thank you.